Hi, everybody. Good afternoon. It's Greg with Care Boost Health, and I'm just sitting down for a live stream at the end of the day today. Yesterday, we had a great workshop at the center about mindful relaxation. Thanks again to everybody who came out. It was a ton of fun. I hope you guys learned a lot and enjoyed it as much as I did. So today I wanted to come on and do a live stream and just kind of share a short version of the workshop from yesterday for those of you who weren't able to join us but still might be interested in learning a little bit about mindful relaxation and how you can use it to improve your overall health and wellness. So when I talk about mindful relaxation, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Greg at the center here. My main role is behavior coach. I work with people to make lifestyle change easy, make it stick. So I have a background in, I have an education in psychology and a background in behavior and community social work. Those are two fields that are very much about teaching people, how to look at what's going on in their life and how to identify things that they can take control over to make change easier, but then at the same time learn how to identify things that they can't necessarily take control over and learn how to accept and cope with them, which ties in a little bit to what we're going to talk about today with mindful relaxation. I also am a personal trainer here at the center. I specialize in helping people who do not currently have a habit of fitness begin one. Again, with my background as a behaviorist, I work with people to develop that daily habit, getting into the routine of every day I put on my shoes, every day I put on my gym clothes. I may not go run a marathon every day, but I'm active. I'm more active than I was yesterday, than the day before, and help people live healthier lives. So that's two of the many hats that I wear here at the center. But that's me in a nutshell. And I'm doing this mindful relaxation workshop today as part of our New Year workshop series. We have workshops every Tuesday all month to help people, get in shape for the new year, start up for the new year with our, maybe you have a New Year's resolution and you're looking for a little help making it go farther than last year. So if that's the case, come check us out on Tuesday nights. So last night we were doing this mindful relaxation. I really like that I get to work in the field of wellness. It's really satisfying to be able to help people live like healthier, more relaxed lives. One of my pet peeves about working in the field of wellness, because it's so new, is that there's all these terms that are kind of like, mindful wellness, mindful relaxation. What does that mean? So whenever I do something like this, I like to kind of take the opportunity to explain what these terminologies mean so they can make a little bit more sense to the person who maybe doesn't live every day in the world of wellness. So mindful relaxation. Let me start by just kind of talking about mindfulness. So mindfulness, very simply, is the act of becoming conscious, right? Right now I'm mindful that I'm wearing a purple sweater on this live stream. Just became conscious of everything that's going on right here. We can be mindful of lots of different things, and with practice, we can kind of expand what we're mindful of. But generally, at a basic level, mindfulness refers to choosing to become conscious of. Just as hi Kelly, good to see you. Just as I am, choosing to sit down and do a live stream today, you could say that I'm mindfully live streaming. Be a bit of a stretch, but the idea is that you're deciding to put your focus here and not here. So one of the analogies I like to draw about mindfulness is that it is it's a skill that we build. I like to kind of compare it to a muscle, again with that personal trainer hat. I might work with a client to say build up their bicep, and you might do some bicep curls, building up the strength and endurance of those muscles. In a similar fashion, the kind of muscle of the mind, the more you sit down and practice mindfulness of any nature, the easier it becomes, the more accustomed you get to doing it. The nice thing about mindfulness is that if you find yourself in a situation where things are getting a little bit hectic, maybe you're getting under a lot of stress or emotions are getting kind of high, if you cultivate a practice of mindfulness, you'll find yourself more quickly kind of catching like, oh, I'm really worked right now. Let me mindfully relax. Let me calm down a little bit. Just a weird error message that Page Manager has stopped working. We seem to still be live streaming though, so hopefully I'm still here. Kelly, if you're watching, can you give me a little signal that I'm still on the air? I'm gonna assume I am. So, where was I? Yeah, okay, so like I said, mindfulness is a skill that you can build and you can strengthen, you can get better at, just like everything else in life. So part of this workshop was kind of like sitting down and doing that. So mindful relaxation then would be the conscious act of relaxation. Like I was saying before, sometimes, I'll be talking with somebody about something. Thanks, Kelly. Sometimes I'll be having a conversation with somebody, maybe a disagreement. Now I'm kind of stressing out that this live stream cut out or not. Kind of feel that stress level coming up, and so since I am doing a workshop on mental relaxation, it's important for me to like project calm and role model calm. Yeah, it does. There's a weird. Thanks, Kelly. Yeah, there's something wrong with the connection today, but I'm gonna soldier through it. So mindful relaxation. It is you choose to relax. You choose to sit down and do something to relax yourself. A lot of times that can be something really simple, like deep breathing. Sometimes it can be a little complicated, like going for a run, burn off some excess energy, shouting into a bag, squeezing a stress ball. There's lots of different things people can do to relax themselves. And the best thing to do is kind of experiment with different things to find what works really well for you. I recommend when people are looking into that, have a toolbox of a couple of different options. The idea is that you want to be able to, you want to have something you can do anywhere, anytime. So like for myself, to share from my own experience, I like to exercise. So when I'm able to and I'm feeling a lot of stress, I'll go for a run. And that really kind of helps me burn off this energy and roll, down my stress level. You can't always go for a run. Sometimes you're at the office or you're in a meeting and you can't really do that. So, in situations where I may still be stressed out, but I can't necessarily like take off, run down the road, I'll carry a little piece of paper, a little ball, just something I can kind of roll between my fingers like this. Keeps me from fidgeting. This is a little fidgety, but it keeps me from bouncing around in my seat and tapping my feet, and it's just that little sensory stimulation that helps you kind of relax and calm down a bit. On that topic, something that I like to point out to people when I'm doing a deep breath, sometimes I'll do this, like, okay. Now the reason you can see it a little bit better here. The reason I started doing take a few deep breaths is because I saw people on TV meditate like that, and it looked cool, and I was copying them. But then, after I got a little bit more professionally into it, there's like a bundle of nerves here in your solar plexus. So I don't know that this has anything to do with actual meditation, but if you kind of rub your sternum, your solar plexus like this, you can feel it is kind of generally soothing. Sometimes when people are getting nervous, I'm clutching my pearls. That's kind of like a subconscious soothing activity. Also, sometimes people will stroke their chin, or like adjust their tie. Again, all kind of stimulating this area, very rich in vessels and nerve endings. And it can be, it actually can help you calm down. I'm not even that stressed out, and I'm just doing this, and I'm feeling, more and more relaxed as I do that. But that's just a little pro tip. So I don't want to get too, off topic here. Like I said, we're here to talk about mindful relaxation. So let me just flip my notes over. When I work with people in like a formal context to teach them mindful relaxation, I kind of break it down into 3 bits. Now, these bits are modular. Sometimes you'll do the first, the second, the third. Sometimes the third, the second, the first, whatever order you need to do them in. But when I'm working with people in this capacity, I like to break it down into these 3 areas: body scan, mindful meditation, and self-care. Okay? So normally I start with the body scan. That's the way I like to do it. So the body scan is actually, you kind of sit down, and it's easy for me because I'm looking at a picture of myself, but you kind of just imagine, your whole body from head to toe, kind of in outline format. Sometimes when you're at the doctor, and they're like, show me on this diagram where it hurts, that kind of like silhouette of a person, imagine that, right? So I start at the top, and I think like, okay, so my forehead, is there any tension in my forehead? All right, there's a little bit. I'm kind of relax my face. It's like tension in my face. Relax my face, okay? Keep going down your body. Is there tension in my jaw? Relax my jaw. Tension in my shoulders. Relax my shoulders. Tension in my arms. Tension in my lower arms, my hands, my wrists. my hips, my thighs, my knees, my legs, all the way from head to toe. Break the body parts down into as many different categories as you can, but don't go nuts over it. It's not super important to have like a million of them. The idea is just take a minute to check in with yourself. Is there tension here? Is there tension here? Is there tension here? And remind yourself to just relax that part of your body and let the tension kind of melt away. All right, so I like to start there because it kind of like puts your machinery in a nice relaxed mode. It's difficult to relax when you're tense and jacked up. It's not going to work very well. So when you're able to calm down and relax and get a little loosey-goosey, there's this feedback loop between your mind and your body, where if your mind is stressed out, it can stress out your body, it can tense up your body, and if your body is tensed up and stressed out, it can stress out and tense up your mind. So the body is sometimes, I find, and a lot of people find, it's the easier inroad into that cycle. It's easy to relax your fists and your face and your hands. It's a little bit harder to do that for your mind, at least in the beginning. And it's just a nice way to kind of start this process. So we've done our body scan, we've checked for and released any tension that we might be having. Okay, and then kind of like mindful meditation. So I did a video about this a week or two ago. The way I think of meditation, the way I experience that practice, kind of imagine the circle of my mind. Imagine my mind as a circle that thoughts are going to come in, and they're going to hang out, and they're going to leave. So when we talk about mindful meditation, we're going to notice things, but in mindful meditation, an important add-on is that they call it judgment-free. So we're going to notice things in a judgment-free way. So I might notice that I'm really like angry, and normally I might get like, oh Greg, you're so angry all the time, you shouldn't be so angry. But in a meditation context, I kind of want to try and stop it at just like, okay, you're feeling a little bit angry, or you're feeling a little bit nervous. I'm not going to judge it, just observe it. Like I'm 5'10", I have brown eyes and brown hair, and right now in this moment, I feel happy. I'm just noticing it. I'm not trying to put a value on it. I'm not trying to judge it. Just taking inventory of what's going on. Now, in a mindful relaxation context, we do this because sometimes when you get really stressed out and worked up, your mind can kind of like run away with you. We have this way of the feeling is the anchor that we don't notice deep down, and then these things just keep getting like attached to the anchor. So it might be something at work, it might be something at home, it might be something in the news, but the common element is tense. Since we're talking about mindful relaxation, the common element is tension. So it's kind of taking inventory of these things that are related to the tension, because if we're going to relax, we want to know what we need to relax. So if I was going to do that, I might think like, okay, I'm breathing real deep, and I'm thinking, okay, there's some guys at home working on, something at my house. There's a construction project going on at my house, and that's kind of anxious and bugging me, but now is the time when I'm going to relax, so I'm just going to say, okay, there's nothing I can really do about that right now. I'm not going to let it make me crazy, and just like we did in the body scan, you kind of do another one of those. It's cyclical. I'm just going to relax and let that kind of tension melt away. So that's the mindful meditation part of my mindful relaxation technique. And then on top of that, it's really important. The third step is self-care. Now this is like in the moment, self-care is really important, and then kind of like as a lifelong practice, self-care is really important. Again, it's a lot like physical activity. If you work out really hard one day, yeah, you're going to feel great. You're going to have that flush of endorphins, and you're going to feel the effects of the exercise, and you're going to feel really happy about yourself. But if you only work out once in your life, you're not really going to get the full benefits of exercise. It's something that you have to do on a regular basis. So self-care, that's the same thing. Now, similar to what I was talking about before with that box, that box that you can go to calm down. Self-care is a similar fashion. Overlapping those two things, the relaxation toolbox, that's kind of like a short term right now. I feel I need to do this. And in self-care, bigger picture, it's like I do this all the time as just sort of a maintenance form of relaxation. So back to mindful relaxation. How do we do mindful relaxation? We think about, all right, I'm feeling really tense. The body scan's not cutting it, the mindful meditation is not cutting it. I have to go blow off some steam. I have to go do something to relax. So that would be one of those situations where, sometimes people like to, there's lots and lots of different things people do to kind of blow off this tension and stress. The key element is do something that works for you. Not necessarily anything in particular, but just by way of example, like I said before, the PT hat, obviously, large motor stuff, running, jumping jacks, sit-ups, those can be that can get out a lot of energy, a lot of stress. Or the small motor stuff, like squeezing a stress ball, or like I was talking about this little fidget earlier. Sometimes they make those little clicker cubes too. A lot of people find those very, very soothing. More creatively, some like to draw pictures, kind of like scribbling like a lot of quick shapes and lines. Sometimes that can be very soothing and very cathartic. Or if you are, more kind of subtly drawing an image that represents your feelings in the moment, singing, talking to friends, anything that you normally are able to do, and that kind of makes you feel better, processes your feelings, deals with your stress. Again, there's lots and lots of different things that people do in this sort of like acute self-care category for mindful relaxation. Experimentation is a big part of it, and if you don't have any experience, if nothing readily comes to your mind, it's something to start thinking about, something to start considering and exploring. Maybe keep a notebook, keep a journal. What do I do that makes me feel calm? If you're really, looking for a little bit more support, come on down to the center, see me. I work with a lot of people in this capacity to kind of like experiment with different ways to manage stress and the feelings and how to keep them from influencing and controlling your behavior. So that can be a really helpful working with a coach in that capacity as well. And that is pretty much mindful relaxation in a nutshell. So if you tuned in and you watched, thank you very much. And if you're interested in learning more about it, give us a call at the center, 732-860-5273, or check us out online at www.careboost.com. Just to let you know, we have some really cool events coming up later in the week. Tomorrow night, we're having a karma yoga event for an organization called Pay It Forward. What they do is they provide support to families who are dealing with medical illnesses to try and make their lives a little bit easier. A karma yoga event it's basically like a yoga class that we host here, where all the proceeds we donate it to an organization, a charity like a 501c3 or something like that does good work in the community. At Care Boost Health, we're really about building a community of health and wellness, and so that's something that we just offer to the community. It's sort of pay what you can donation class, which a lot of people really enjoy. They're a good time. They're a lot of fun. And then on Friday, speaking about fun, we're going to be doing a Gloga yoga class. Sarah is going to be teaching a Friday class, and we're going to have black lights and glow tape and all kinds of crazy lights and everything. So that should be a really cool experience. If you're looking for something fun to do Friday night, come join us for our Gloga class. It's going to be a ton of fun. All right, thanks again for tuning in. I'm going to put some links to follow-up resources and some of the things we talked about below, and hopefully we'll see you later in the week. Have a great day.